Dinosaurs will forever haunt our nightmares.
Not the finest in their shenanigans once again. This is stupid. Anyways, let's go.
But there have been other creatures far more terrifying than even the almighty Tyrannosaurus Rex.
I don't know who would say that, in terms of actual paleontology, who would even say that statement?
Some of them are thankfully already extinct.
Not that Mowgli movie I forgot the name of. I have absolutely no idea. I really forgot.
But some others are still very much alive and thriving right under our noses. From the most powerful creature ever created by God.
Is this some sort of religious stuff that I'm not familiar of? Oh my god, what even is going on?
To a newly discovered deep-sea gigantic monster.
Wait, is that the Jormungandr or some random other serpent from Japan or something? I have no idea.
Here are 15 animals that are scarier than dinosaurs. Number 15. Titanoboa snake.
Titanoboa is... This thing has appeared in all of those crazy paleontology videos for like 100 times now. It's not even funny.
This is the largest snake to have ever existed on planet Earth. 60 million years ago, it ruled the Amazon, and nothing could stand in its way. The Titanoboa could measure up to 45 feet in length, which is longer than a school bus, and it weighed an approximate 1.26 tons.
You're supposed to say 1.26 tons. Okay, is this supposed to be short tons? Because it's supposed to be 1,100 kilograms, sorry.
Which is as much as a car. It was a constrictor boa, which means it was incredibly strong and could dislocate its jaws to eat its prey whole. It could kill and eat literally any creature it wanted.
But in this particular scenario against the T-Rex, the Titanoboa would be instantly crushed once the T-Rex chomps on the Titanoboa.
It could hunt on land and in the water, and it was an incredibly fast and effective apex predator, and it's believed to have been one of the deadliest predators to have ever existed. And as for this image, this is a recreation of how some people believe the Titanoboa to have looked.
What even are those recreations, dude? What am I looking at? There's a 5-headed creature that's supposed to look like more like a cobra than anything, and the Titanoboa does not look like a cobra at all. And there's also this hybrid, this random hybrid.
Some people believe it was a 5-headed snake monster, while others believe it was a gigantic, hairy, snake-like creature as seen on the image on the right. Let us know in the comments your thoughts on its appearance. Before we go on, like this video, smash the subscribe button and click the notification bell right now, or this centipede will crawl on your face when you're sleeping.
How about better? Subscribe to this channel so that we can get to 10K. It's literally free and you can always change your mind. Sorry for begging for subscribers, jeez.
Number 14. Deinosuchus. Deinosuchus literally means in ancient Greek, terrible crocodile. So that should give you an idea of how terrifying this monster was.
Obviously, to continue on with all of those monster stuff. By the way, this video was made in 2021, so it's not like 2019, 2018, whatever, with a lot of outdated information. 2021 is fairly up to date, even though it is like almost 3 years ago since the video was created.
It lived from 82 million years ago up to the end of the Cretaceous period, when there was a large mass extinction event called the Cretaceous-Paleogene Extinction Event.
Deinosuchus went extinct 73 million years ago, which is around 7 million years before the asteroid impact.
It is the ancestor of the modern-day crocodile and alligator.
Deinosuchus was an alligatoroid, so it would make more sense that Deinosuchus's descendants were the alligators.
But the Deinosuchus was extremely bigger, and by bigger, I mean that this gigantic beast could reach lengths of almost 14 meters and weigh 5,000 kilograms.
Deinosuchus was even bigger, actually. There is one estimate that claims that Deinosuchus had a mass of around 15.4 tons, which might be plausible considering the source. It's at the very extreme of high mass, though.
They could hunt with ease on dry land and in the water, which meant that nothing could really escape from them. They were absolute apex predators. Their teeth were the size of a modern-day banana, and they were razor sharp. To support such a weight out of the water, the Deinosuchus evolved to be extremely strong and agile with an incredibly broad skull. Its preferred method of hunting would have been to ambush dinosaurs and other terrestrial animals at the water's edge, grabbing them with its jaws and submerging them until they're drowned. Not a pleasant way to go.
Deinosuchus is also said to have been able to do the death roll. So that means the Deinosuchus might have also done the death roll to just kill its prey and, submerge its prey, whatever. Kill its prey.
Number 13. Arctus. This short-faced bear lived during the Pleistocene epoch some 10,000 years ago in what today we know as the North American continent. It was a massively huge bear that was faster than a horse and stronger than any mammal living today.
You just made the elephant and hippo cry in the corner. They are both mammals too, and they are probably much stronger.
Since the day of the dinosaurs,
No, not Jurassic Fight Club and all of its shenanigans. Jurassic Fight Club is just really a really bad source.
the Arctus is the largest carnivorous creature to have walked this earth. It had intensely powerful jaws that could deliver a lethal and crushing bite, and the largest claws known to man. It had very strong limbs, making it a very fast runner, and also allowing it to deliver deadly strikes in a much more efficient way. Experts say that it could hunt down and kill any prey it wanted, putting it at the absolute top of its food chain in its natural habitat.
But then there's the woolly mammoth. And the woolly mammoth could not be taken down by one lone Arctus, because the woolly mammoth is too big and strong.
The only thing that seems it could slow down the short-faced bear was a geological phenomena in his territory, the pesky, sticky pools of tar. This gigantic bear was so extremely dangerous, it has been dubbed the Death Bear. Arctus were hyper-carnivores, which means that their diet was between 70 to 100% flesh from other animals.
Okay, so at least this guy got the definition of hypercarnivores right. I was wrong about just the hypercarnivore term, but it turns out the hypercarnivore term actually exists. So, yeah, my mistakes.
Number 12. MegaPiran.
Also, the MegaPiran is in all of those crazy paleontology videos, just like the Titanoboa and all of that, so I can't say I'm surprised the MegaPiran just got plucked into this list.
The MegaPiran, as its name suggests, is an extinct relative of the modern-day piranha, but it was incredibly larger and deadlier. It lived between 8 to 10 million years ago during the Miocene epoch in Argentina. No need to go see the movie Piranha. This was a real-life aquatic flesh-eating monster that roamed through the rivers of South America, killing everything in its way.
So first off, it lived around 9 to 6.8 million years ago, although 8 to 10 million years ago that is just the late Miocene, a part of the late Miocene, and it is a transition between the Pacu and the piranha itself. So yeah,
it is believed that it could reach the staggering length of 1 meter.
This was using the original estimate, which is more liberal than the current estimate of 71 centimeters long,
making it the absolute king river monster.
The absolute king river monster. Why is this even a thing, guys? Why is this even a title?
Unfortunately, the only body part that has ever been found of the Megapiranha are the premaxilla, the most forward portion of the upper jaw. This means that there's no way of knowing exactly how big this creature was. There can only be estimates. Its teeth were serrated and arranged in a zigzag line for optimal flesh bite. As modern-day piranhas, they probably lived in large shoals, which made them extremely dangerous to pretty much anything that would cross their path.
MegaPiranha, for your information, MegaPiranha belongs in the Sarcus family, which consists of a bunch of herbivorous and omnivorous genuses.
They're believed to have been monstrous carnivores. You can be thankful that these creatures are extinct. And if they come back to life, well, the movie already painted a pretty good picture of what would happen. Number 11. Sarcus. Meet the largest land mammalian carnivore to have ever walked this earth.
You just said that for Arctus, and now you're just saying that for Sarcus. Did you say that for Arctus again?
The Sarcus. It lived sometime between 40 to 35 million years ago in what today is Mongolia. It was as tall as a modern-day horse and weighed close to a ton. They could measure up to 5.5 meters long and could grow up to 2 meters in height. It was a scavenger feeder, but it could also be extremely deadly if needed.
Implying that the Sarcus was also a predator. Sarcus was more likely to be omnivorous based on comparisons with entelodonts.
The Sarcus might look like it could be related to modern-day scavengers like hyenas or dogs, and it was filed under Mesonechid for a long time, but it is no longer classified as such, because researchers have actually discovered it had hooves on its feet instead of claws, making it the ancient relative of goats and sheep rather than canines.
It is actually more closely related to hippos than sheep or goats or anything.
Talk about a sheep in wolf's clothing. Just imagine a goat with a 1 meter long jaw designed to crush both flesh and bones. Terrifying. Strap some horns onto this monster and you'd have the spitting image of the devil.
Wow, okay. That is just mean to the Sarcus. Let's let the Sarcus have a break instead of being treated as a monster through and through in this whole video. I'm sorry for the yapping, but this is necessary.
A massively huge hoofed creature feeding on the decaying corpses of other animals. The stuff of nightmares. Number 10. Gigantopithecus.
Thank God you used the picture of the orangutan from... I remember. Is that the Jungle Book? I don't really know, but it has jungle, that's book.
The Gigantopithecus was a very large ape which lived between 2.6 million and 11,700 years ago.
It only lived up to 300,000 years ago before going extinct.
In what is today southern China. When the first fossilized Gigantopithecus teeth were found, they were thought to be dragon's teeth.
Gigantopithecus was named in 1935. So, in 1935 is a period of paleontology where you're not really supposed to call stuff dragons anymore. So, yeah, that's just really bad.
But modern researchers have evidently debunked that theory. But still, that should give you an idea of just how large these beasts were. They stood at 10 feet tall and weighed up to 5 tons, making them the world's largest ape to have ever existed. And even if size can be a huge advantage against predators, their immensity is actually what caused their extinction.
Even though I can give this person credit for using an orangutan, this orangutan is from a movie clip in the end. So, still not good at all. At least it's better than using King Kong. Wait, did the person actually use King?
They are thought to have consumed a plant-based diet, mainly fruits and berries, although very little is known of their behavior. But we do know that climate change could have played a crucial role in their demise as well. Considering that a silverback gorilla today has to eat around 40 pounds of plant material per day, imagine just how much a Gigantopithecus had to ingest every single day.
and we're just taking clips from a game casually and plucking them into this supposedly educational paleontology video.
And when the climate became drier and his natural jungle became a savanna, they simply didn't have enough to eat anymore. But some people believe that some specimens of Giganto actually survived and scattered everywhere in the world, and they're the cause of the Bigfoot and Sasquatch sightings everywhere. Number 9. Pelorus sandersi.
Now, Argentavis is just crying in the corner because this Pelorus sandersi has been mentioned in like at least 10 paleontology videos of the same kind.
The largest bird alive today is the wandering albatross, with a wingspan of 3.5 meters, and they are absolutely impressive.
Pelorus sandersi was the bird with the longest wingspan ever recorded. However, the largest still belongs to the Argentavis.
But now, imagine a prehistoric bird that was actually double that. And now you would have an idea of just how big the Pelorus sandersi was. They had a wingspan of a whopping 7 meters. That wingspan rivals that of a Harrier jump jet. In addition to their immense size, they also had razor-sharp teeth in their beaks. They were so incredibly massive that the only way for them to actually fly was to jump off a rocky cliff and rely on warm air currents to keep them in the air.
Also, to respond to the title, basically almost none of these creatures right now shown are scarier than dinosaurs. Pelorus sandersi is a dinosaur? You know, everything is just going to get crushed by a T-Rex, except for the Dinosuchus, though. Dinosuchus wins against the T-Rex. Maybe I'm using T-Rex way too much for measurement once again.
And also, like modern-day birds, the bones of the Pelorus sandersi were hollow and quite thin to make this giant as lightweight as possible to be able to remain airborne. Researchers think that they only weighed 48 pounds. For something the size of a fighter jet, that is quite impressive. They were definitely carnivorous birds that preyed on large fish and aquatic creatures. They could glide over the open ocean for miles on end like a dark shadow of danger. Number 8. Edestus.
It's mentioned less than the Helicoprion, so why didn't I skip the Titanoboa section? I just forgot, so I'm going to skip other sections that include like Arthropoda, Echolopters, whatever.
This is one of the most terrifying prehistoric sea monsters, the kind that would have terrorized seamen and would have had songs written about them.
Not Jurassic Park Builder! Oh my god, Jurassic Park Builder's creatures, they are not accurate. A lot of those models are just not accurate. Oh my god.
The Edestus was an incredibly odd and bizarre shark, enough to haunt your nightmares for the rest of your life. But thankfully, it lived some 300 million years ago during the late Carboniferous period in the United Kingdom, Russia, and the United States.
It more specifically lived around 313 to 307 million years ago, of course in the late Carboniferous.
It is believed to have been able to reach lengths of almost 7 meters, making it a gigantic killing machine. It has been dubbed the scissor-toothed shark because its teeth didn't fall out once they were worn out, like what most modern sharks experience.
You know, just use random images. I understand you're trying to make this video a bit more dynamic, but come on, Jurassic Park Builder is not a good source at all.
Instead, new gums and teeth were constantly produced at the back of their jaws as the old teeth were pushed forward. This resulted in a very strange appearance reminiscent of the shape of a scissor. Researchers believe that the Edestus might have hunted by swimming at a very high speed and slamming into a larger prey's body. Its teeth and jaws would have burst through the flesh and bones like a serrated battering ram. This technique would have killed any animal instantly, no matter the size of it.
I don't know, how about Argentinosaurus? You know, Argentinosaurus just plucked in time travel Argentinosaurus towards the Edestus. Can the Edestus even stand a chance against such a huge thing?
Number 7. Meura.
A better option is to just pluck in the Meganeuropsis. By the way, Meganeura is worthy for a skip. Well, I'm not going to anyways, because it is not mentioned as much as Arthropleura or Echolopterus.
If you have a fear of insects, like a lot of people do, you surely will feel very glad that Meganeuras have been long extinct. To help your perspective, Meganeuras were an eagle-sized dragonfly that also lived during the late Carboniferous period, and they're considered to have been the largest flying insect to ever exist on Earth. Their wingspan ranged from 2 to 2.5 feet long, and their larva is thought to have measured over 12 inches. The Meganeura larvae were also predators, using an ambush technique to prey on spiders, insects, and small amphibians.
The Finest is now just suffering from what I call facts that are not relevant to the video syndrome, where basically it's just clickbait. Facts that have nothing to do with the video itself.
The adult Meganeuras were anatomically identical to modern-day dragonflies, except they had their reproductive organs in their tail rather than in their head. Their diet consisted of other insects like dragonflies, but they also fed on larger land reptiles. Just imagine an insect big enough to be able to hunt down a small dinosaur.
Thing is, what is the smallest dinosaur? Bee hummingbird. Okay. Bee hummingbird, pluck it into the Meganeura, and it will be eaten just fine. Non-avian dinosaurs, it's going to be much harder.
They had a very large and powerful jaw that allowed them to snap up and incapacitate their prey, and then proceed to eat it alive if necessary. Number 6. Anomalocaris.
For once, we're actually going to skip this segment of the video, because Anomalocaris has been mentioned like 20 gazillion times. It's one of them. Other stuff like Titanoboa and other stuff.
Number 5. Megatherium. Meet the largest of the ground sloths that lived in modern-day South America some 5 million years ago during the Cenozoic era. They were astoundingly huge, reaching lengths of 6 meters from tail to nose, and they weighed at a staggering 4 tons, making them 10 times the size of living sloths. They were armed with massive claws and enormous jaws and teeth.
Okay, so the thing about Megatherium is that its arms can be used to slap some fools away, and also, you know, all those trees, it helps it feed. The Megatherium is pretty scary when it comes to all of those mammals, when it comes to basically everything shown in the video. The Megatherium is an herbivore, so that means it is free to do whatever it wants once it gets threatened.
They were so big and powerful that they could actually lethally harm the almighty saber-tooth if necessary. They were herbivores like their living relatives, the sloths and the armadillo. But from time to time, the Megatherium would eat meat to supplement their diet, and when they did so, nothing in their natural habitat could stand in their way.
It is true that herbivores need to eat meat to supplement their needs, and also Megatherium being an herbivore itself, it's going to try and slap predators that try and get in its meat.
Not even a group of vicious saber-tooths. They could stand on their hind legs and deliver incredibly hard claw strikes just like modern-day bears, and in this way harm and kill anything they liked.
What? You're saying that the Megatherium is a bloodthirsty monster? I didn't know that. Anyways, Megatherium for real though, Megatherium will harm and kill if it gets provoked.
Or didn't like, I guess. They mainly lived in groups inside caves, so when there was one, many more could follow, making their presence all the more dangerous. These giants actually coexisted with humans, as they have found Megatherium remains in Argentina that have cut marks on them. Number 4. Arthropleura. Number 3. Leviathan.
Guys! What is going on over here? Is this supposed to be a serpent called Leviathan in the mythologies? What even is happening? Just use the sperm whale instead of whatever this mythological creature is. My god. Is this even mainstream Syndra at this point? This is just complete ridiculousness.
This mythological gigantic sea monster that predates the Bible was imagined and very much feared by the Jewish people.
Dude, can you just talk about the sperm whale and call it Leviathan? It's the Leviathan. Just call that the Leviathan and everything will be okay.
They believe that the Leviathan still exists in the depths of the ocean, and it's believed to be a multi-headed gigantic serpent that lures in the darkness. It is also said that any man that would see it would be consumed by fear and die. It is a colossal creature, the bearer of immense power and viciousness. Awaking the Leviathan would be the demise and end of the human species.
Dude, I had to take my glasses out to just show how stupid this freaking segment of the video. Oh my god, what even is happening? I have absolutely no idea and I don't like it.
Whenever it moves, it creates massive waves that make entire islands disappear.
Dude's just doubling down on the Leviathan mythical creature stuff in a supposedly educational paleontology video. This is a supposedly educational paleontology video, guys. What even is happening? What am I even saying anymore?
Its back is protected by rows of shields so tight that not even air can go through them. The Leviathan also has the most powerful jaw and razor-sharp teeth as big as trees. Oh, and it can also spit fire so powerfully that it could burn down a military ship in a matter of seconds.
That is called a dragon, and not a Leviathan. Even this guy is getting the Leviathan mythical sea creature thing wrong.
Nothing on Earth can compare or compete with the Leviathan's power and strength. Let's all hope for it to never be awoken again. Number 2. Big Finn Squid. The big fin squid, or the long-armed squid, was discovered by chance in 2007. Basically, an ROV employed by the Shell Oil Company was nonchalantly moving through the cold and dark waters of the Gulf of Mexico at 8,000 meters below the surface of the ocean when the camera caught something that had never been seen before.
They are not discovered in 2007. The first record of this family comes from a specimen caught off the Azores on August 10th, 1883, and there is another one in 1956, and it was only described in 1998, so 2007. Okay, are you talking about the MegaPiran Atlantica? This is 2006, not 2007, although I might be a little bit picky here because it's just 1 year off.
A phantasmagoric pale creature that resembled a squid, or an alien if you ask me. This nightmare of a creature measures 26 feet in length, and as you can see, it has elbowed tentacles and pulsating fins that will haunt your nightmares for the rest of your life. And because no big fin squid has ever been captured to be studied, there's no way of knowing if the one in the images is an adult or a juvenile, which means that there might be other alien-looking monsters 3 times the size of this one, or more. Not much is known about this deep-sea monster, exactly because it lives in such deep waters, which makes it impossible for us to go where it lives.
This thing is an animal, a living animal in fact. Just don't try and call it a monster or else it'll just cry in the corner because you just continuously calling it monster. I have absolutely no idea what just happened, especially in the last part with the Leviathan. This is slightly better though, as it's a bit of a break.
And these are the only images ever captured of one of them. Who knows what else is down there? Number 1. Fangtooth Fish. This fish has the largest teeth for its body size in the entire ocean. The fangtooth fish lives in the deep waters, usually at around 600 meters below the ocean surface. There aren't many images of it, and that's why scientists think it might be quite rare. They're incredibly feisty and aggressive creatures, but thankfully they are quite small.
So why did you put them as scarier than dinosaurs? They look quote-unquote scary because they look weird. That's pretty much it. because they're deep sea creatures.
They can only reach around 6 inches in length. They primarily eat shrimp, which they absolutely destroy and shred thanks to their impressive razor-sharp teeth. Because they live where sunlight doesn't reach, they can feel where their prey is by the minuscule vibrations that the prey emits when it moves in the water. They're one of the only active predators of the deep seas. With most of the others being ambush hunters, the fangtooth fish actually goes looking for its prey and hunts them down until they are locked down between its powerful jaws.
Given how the deep ocean works, it is definitely... Okay, what am I supposed to say about all of these correct facts with a modern animal?
They are incredibly efficient predators, and they are an absolute nightmare for shrimp. But don't worry, they don't pose any kind of threat to us.
I suppose this crazy top 15 list is done. It's not even top 15, it's just 15 things plucked into this video.
I don't know about you, but I had no idea that so many terrifying creatures have existed on this planet. Out of all the monsters in this video, which one do you think is the most powerful? Tell us about it. Also, check out our other cool stuff showing up on screen right now. See you next time.
I thought this video was going to be like not terrible, but then this guy decided to pull the Leviathan out of his butt and then just absolutely ruin everything. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoy it. I'll see you on the next one.